What's up, Israel? This is your boy, Yah's chosen one, at it again, baby. Anyway, we are doing chapter 45 in the great book of Jasher. We finished the Befriending Genesis series with Joseph dying. So I gotta kind of catch up on my Jasher series here, because I'm like way behind. Like way behind. If I'm trying to catch up, so I need to catch up in the book of Jasher. We got a lot of chapters to do, so let's get started with 45. And it was at that time in that year, which is the year of Joseph's going down to Egypt after his brothers had sold him, that Reuben, the son of Jacob, went to Timnah and took unto him for a wife Eliurim. Alright. I don't know where Timnah is. A daughter of Evi, well, there you have it. It was a Canaanite. So there's been a lot going around between like Hamites and Canaanites, in the Hebrew field. You see a lot of YouTube videos dealing with Hamites part of us, and and the more I keep reading, man, there's a lot of interbreeding between Hamites and Shemitic people, But let's continue reading. And he came to her, and Eliurim, the wife of Reuben, conceived and bare him Hanok, Palu, Chetzron, and Carmi, 4 sons. And Simeon, his brother, took his sister Dinah for a wife, and she bare unto him Memuel, Yamin, Ohad, Jachin, Zochar, 5 sons. So not only that, but you have interbreeding. You have inbreeding going on between brother and sister, which pretty much Abraham did too with Sarah. Sarah was pretty much his, I think it's half sister or something like that. Yeah, she was his sister, his half sister. And so we have inbreeding going on here, and we have we have Reuben marrying Canaanite women. So now, whether or not they're counted as part of Israel, we're going to keep reading. But like you see, there was definite interaction between Israel and Canaanite women, and inbreeding, obviously. All right, and he afterward came to Bunah, the Canaanitish woman, the same as Bunah, whom Simeon took captive from the city of Shechem. Bunah was before Dinah, and attended upon her. And Simeon came to her, and she bare unto him Saul. So remember Bunah, when they was in Shechem, he took Bunah as a captive, and the same city that they destroyed for raping his sister Dinah. They took this woman, Bunah, from it, and she got a kid. And Judah went at that time to Adullam, and he came to a man of Adullam, and his name was Hira. And Judah saw that the daughter of a man from Canaan, and her name was Eliath, the daughter of Shua, and he took her, and came to her. And Eliath bare unto Judah Onan, Shiloh, 3 sons. And that's in Genesis 38, verse 1 through 5. And you know what happened to those 3. To and Onan. So we go to Genesis 38, 1 through 5. You can read the story about and Onan, and what transpired there. And again, this is from a Canaanite woman. So Genesis 38, 1 through 5. Yeah. Yep, and there you have it. Alright, let's continue reading. And Levi and Issachar went to the land of the east. Levi and Issachar went to the land of the east. So, if you're keeping track of the Israelite chart, we see that Levi is Haiti, and Issachar is Mexicans, as they say on the Israelite chart. And they took it to them for wives the daughters of Jobab, the son of Yoktan, the son of Eber. And Jobab, the son of Yoktan, had 2 daughters. The name of the elder was Adinah, and the name of the younger was Aridah. And the Levites, alright, so Eber, we know the son of Eber, so we know he's Hebrew. And Levi took Adinah, and Issachar took Aridah, and they came to the land of Canaan, to their father's house. And Adinah bare unto Levi Gershon, Kehath, and Merari, 3 sons. And Aridah bare unto Issachar Tola, Puvah, Job, Shamron, 4 sons. And Dan went to the land of Moab, and took for a wife Aplaleth, the daughter of Chemudan the Moabite, and he brought her to the land of Canaan. Alright, so we have Dan here marrying a Moabite, and according to the Israelites, Moabites are like the Chinese descendants, and these are the people of Lot and his offspring with his daughters. Interesting. And Aplaleth was barren and had no offspring, and the Almighty afterward remembered Aplaleth, the wife of Dan, and she conceived and bare a son, and she called his name Cushim. And Gad and Naphtali went to Haran, and took from thence the daughters of Amram, the son of Uz, the son of Nahor, for wives. And these are the names of the daughters of Amram. The name of the elder was Merimah, and the name of the younger Uzith. And Naphtali took Merimah, and Gad took Uzith, and brought them to the land of Canaan, to their father's house. And Merimah bare unto Naphtali Yakzeel, Guni, Jazer, and Shalom, 4 sons. And Uzith bare unto Gad Zephion, Kagi, Shuni, Esbon, Eri, Arodi, and Arali, 7 sons. And Asher went forth and took Adon, the daughter of Aphlah, the son of Hadad, the son of Ishmael, for a wife, and he brought her to the land of Canaan. And Adon, the wife of Asher, died in those days. She had no offspring. And it was after the death of Adon that Asher went to the other side of the river and took for a wife Hadurah, the daughter of Abimael, the son of Eber, the son of Shem. Alright, this is an Israelite. And the young woman was of a comely appearance, so she looked very good, and a woman of sense, and she was smart. So she was beautiful and intelligent. And she had been the wife of Malchiel, the son of Elam, the son of Shem. And Hadurah bare us daughter unto Malchiel, and he called her name Sherach. And Malchiel died after this, and Hadurah went and remained in her father's house. And after the death of the wife at Asher, he went and took Hadurah for a wife, and brought her to the land of Canaan. And Sherach, her daughter, he also brought with them, and she was 3 years old. And the damsel was brought up in Jacob's house. And the damsel was of she looked good too. And she went in the sanctified ways of the children of Jacob. She lacked nothing, and Yah gave her wisdom and understanding. And Hadurah, the wife of Asher, conceived and bare unto him Yimnah, Yishbah, Yishvi, and Beriah, 4 sons. And Zebulun went to Midian, and took for a wife Marisha, the daughter of Molad, the son of Abida, the son of Midian, and brought her to the land of Canaan. So it's more Canaanites. And Marisha bare unto Zebulun Sekred, Elam, Yakliel, 3 sons. And Jacob sent to Aram, the son of Zobah, the son of Terah. And he took for his son Benjamin Machaliah, the daughter of Aram. And she came to the land of Canaan, to the house of Jacob. And Benjamin was 10 years old when he took Michal, the daughter of Aram, for a wife. And Michal conceived and bare unto Benjamin, he was 10 years old, Bela, Becher, Ashbel, Gera, and Naaman, 5 sons. And Benjamin went afterward and took for a wife Arabath, the daughter of Shamron, the son of Abraham, in addition to his first wife. And he was 18 years old. And Arabath bare unto Benjamin Aki, Vosh, Mupim, Chupim, and Ord, 5 sons. And in those days Judah went to the house of Shem, and took Tamar, the daughter of Elam, the son of Shem, for a wife for his firstborn And came to his wife Tamar, and she became his wife. And when he came to her, he outwardly destroyed his seed, and his work was evil in the sight of Yah, and Yah slew him. So we see that in Genesis 38 verse 7. And we understand and we see why did it. And if you read in Genesis 38 verse 7, that's he did that was wicked. He destroyed his seed, and that was wicked in the sight of Yah, and Yah slew him. So his thing was to Yah wanted them to have kids. So let's see here. Yeah, and that's why he slew him. And Yah slew him. And it was after the death of Judah's firstborn, that Judah said unto Onan, Go to thy brother's wife and marry her as the next of kin, and raise up seed to thy brother. That's in Genesis 38 verse 8. And we'll finish because this is actually a good story. And Onan took Tamar for a wife, and he came to her. And Onan also did like unto the work of his brother, and his work was evil in the sight of Yah, and he slew him also. And when Onan died, Judah said unto Tamar, Remain in thy father's house until my son Shiloh shall have grown up. And Judah did no more delight in Tamar, to give her unto Shiloh, for he said, Peradventure he will also die like his brother. So for some reason they didn't want to have a kid with this woman. For some reason they didn't like Tamar. His sons didn't like Tamar, and Yah destroyed them for that. For not raising up seed. So they never should have chose Tamar if they didn't want to really have kids with Tamar. You know what I'm saying? And so they were just using Tamar as like a sex tool. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Most High destroyed him, because they should never gave her. They never should have took him. Obviously, Judah wanted them to get Tamar, but obviously his sons didn't want Tamar, and especially Onan, because that wouldn't have been his seed. That would have been his brother's seed. And obviously, if his brother didn't want to have seed with her, why would he want to have seed with her? So the Most High, he should have just declined from the get-go. Alright, that was Genesis 38 verse 11. And Tamar rose up and went and remained in her father's house. And Tamar was in her father's house for some time. Genesis 38 verse 12. And at the revolution of the year, Eliath, the wife of Judah, died. And Judah was comforted for his wife. And after the death of Eliath, Judah went up with his friend Hirah to Timnah to shear the sheep. And Tamar heard that Judah had gone up to Timnah to shear the sheep, and that Shiloh was grown up, and Judah did not delight in her. Remember, Tamar was supposed to remain, and that was Genesis 38 verse 12, was to remain with his father until Shiloh grew up. till he was old enough, but Judah had no intentions of giving Shiloh to her because he'll die too. You know what I'm saying? And Tamar heard that Judah had gone to Timnah to shear the sheep, and that Shiloh was grown up, and Judah did not delight in her. That's Genesis 38, verse 12. And Tamar rose up and put off the garments of her widowhood, and she put a veil upon her, and she entirely covered herself, and she went and sat in the public through fair, which is upon the road to Timnah. So that's in Genesis 38, verse 14. As you can see, the people in the Middle East and some Muslims, they cover themselves completely up, and that's the picture that you're getting. And Judah passed and saw her and took her, and he came to her, and she conceived by him. And at that time of being delivered, behold, there were twins in her womb, and he called the name of the first Perez, and the name of the second Zerah. So we read about that in Genesis 38. Verse 15 through 18. And you know the whole story of that. Read about Perez and Zara in Genesis 38 verse 30. But you know the story of that. Judah was being very hypocritical. Talking about that Tamar was being a whore and everything like that, and turns out that he was a baby daddy. He was the father of these twins. So, very interesting chapter. Very interesting chapter. If you don't, why marry somebody if you're not going to have kids with the person? Why would you marry her? If your intentions is to never have kids with her, because she's a woman, she's going to want to have kids. So don't just use her as a as a tool. You know what I'm saying? Don't just use her as for satisfaction. You're supposed to satisfy each other, but in this instance, that woman, she has the capability to bear children, and she chose you. In this case, they choose her for them. They choose you for her. So don't do that to that woman, man. If you love her, she want to have kids with her, but at the same time, make sure that you can take care of that kid, man. Make sure that you that baby can grow up to be strong, and you may have sacrifices, may not have all the money in the world, but just love that kid. You know what I'm saying? All right, this is your boy, Yah's Chosen One. Very good chapter in the book of Jasher. I'll catch you on the next one. Shalom.